I went to SIUE, and I got my major in English with a minor in creative writing there. I actually was a part of the open mic committee. And at the time when I was still a budding artist, my name was Nemesis. And at the time too, I also was reading the dictionary a lot. I walked around in my bag. I had, when I was carrying a bag, I had a thesaurus and a dictionary, and I would read it like nothing, you know. And I was just looking up names, and Nemesis was there, and I was like, okay, I like this because it's pretty much just a person who goes against the grain. That's like simple enough. And that's just what I was. Like, I went against the grain. Like, you know, if you want to try and do that, and I like that, I'm going to do it then, you know. I performed at one of our events, and a gentleman came to me after the event, and he said, man, everything you said was on point, man. Like, I may not have got it, but I felt it. You real accurate. And I was like, whoa. I was like, that's cool. And it was like I said, it was timing because people were saying like, yo, that name Nemesis don't fit you because it got like a dark essence to it. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And so when I heard that, of course, like I said, I researched, you know, did it. And you see the literal definition of words, but then also too, you just kind of like metaphorically take it to another perspective. And so I was like, cool, I like this. So I was like, okay, how can I make this creative? And my father's a pastor. And my father used to, my father's a pastor, and he used to tell me like, yo, when you was younger, you used to pray for wisdom all the time. And when he told me that, I realized that words, like, it was something I had in regards to relationship with just words and how they sounded, and then finding the meaning of them. So wisdom was always a big thing. So I prayed for wisdom a lot. And if people don't know, wisdom is, you know what I'm saying, using knowledge correctly, you know? So at first it was Accurate the Wise. And I was like, okay, this is too long. You know, it's too long. I was like, I can't have it too long. So I said, cool, okay, let me just do Accurate. And then I didn't want to spell it the same way ACC. Right, you know what I'm saying? Right. So I changed it to ACK. And as time progressed, like I said, it was almost just like something came to me, and it was like, this was meant for you. And people started calling me Ack, you know, for short. And I was like, this is cool. But I was like, nah, what can I do to make Ack even cool? And it hit me. And one day it just, something in my head just said, acquiring conscious knowledge. And I was like, that's dope.
That's it.